7:44 all week long. We've been taking you to secret islands throughout New England, and this morning we finish off with a real gem.
These aren't secret anymore, though, so we have to kind of change the name. Former secret islands here, as you get a sense of adventure to get to this place. From Boston, it's about a 3.5-hour journey to the mid-coast of Maine, then a 1-hour ferry over to this island. But as Marnie McLean shows us, many people say it's well worth the effort.
The first ferry of the morning leaves Port Clyde, Maine at 7 a.m. In thick fog, the captain of the Laura B begins the 1-hour journey to remote Monhegan Island, 12 miles offshore.
This will be his third island already.
We want this to be a very big part of his childhood, absolutely.
This Isaac's parents are talking about is the feeling you get when you step onto Monhegan Island. The weathered shingle houses along the shoreline, the well-tended gardens, children walking barefoot along the road, your morning coffee on the porch overlooking the harbor.
It's a quiet throwback to the way America used to be.
Monhegan has less than 50 full-time residents. Many lobster in the winter and cater to tourists in the summer. Matt Weber just opened Monhegan's first brewery.
We make no bones about it. This is a tourism-based island in the summer, and we love to have the visitors.
Entrepreneurs on Monhegan come in all sizes. For sale today, Monhegan in a jar. Do you ladies collect all of this stuff yourself?
Yes.
And you make these?
Yes, and we sell them.
Boats travel to Monhegan from Port Clyde, Boothbay Harbor, and New Harbor. The journey itself is fun. You may spot a porpoise or a group of seals sunning themselves on a rock. Overnight guests can stay at a number of inns. The Island Inn has been around for more than 100 years. A big breakfast in the dining room is the fuel this group needs for an important expedition to find a rare flower called the scarlet pimpernel.
There's a certain habitat on Monhegan where you can see the scarlet pimpernel.
That's one way to spend your day on Monhegan. This is another. The island has served as inspiration to artists for more than a century. Names like Edward Hopper, Rockwell Kent, the Wyeth family.
Every movement in art, pioneers came out here to paint. The air is still just as luminous, the cliffs are as high. It's still a huge draw.
At the Lupin Gallery, 60 local artists are represented. Many paint the same places on the island, but each one expresses what they see in their own way.
But if you don't want to bring a paintbrush and an easel, at least pack your hiking boots if you're coming to Monhegan. There are 17 miles of nature trails, some of which lead to spectacular cliffs.
When a walk is rewarded with views like this, it's well worth the effort. A shorter walk up the steps of the island's lighthouse will also end in panoramic views of the ocean. For history buffs, the Monhegan Museum provides a well-documented look at the nearly 400-year history of the island. Whether it's a few hours, a few days, or an entire summer, Monhegan has a way of drawing people in. Tradition says when you leave the island, a friend gives you flowers. You throw them into the ocean, and if they reach shore, it means you will one day return to Monhegan. Chances are it will look exactly the way you remember. On Monhegan Island, Marnie McLean, NECN. On Monhegan Island, Marnie McLean, News Center.